What is going on YouTube? Today we are back with another video talking about the inside bar candle yet again with the V5 DTG indicator as confluence with your entries. We had another beautiful setup here today, right? The daily time frame has just been printing these inside bar candles over and over again. And if we take a look, first of all, at the one last week, right, moving now on to this week, we've had a daily inside bar candle here bullish, which pushed price up into these highs. And now we've had a bearish inside bar daily candle, which has pushed us down, potentially down back into these lows. And if we're looking at a different confluence here that we can build straight here from the daily time frame, going into yesterday's session on gold, looking at sells based on the fact that we had that daily inside bar candle. It closed bearish. We created a top wick and we started driving down. We can also add that looking at the daily here, we've had highs printed over here on the 22nd of April at 35.2. And since then, we haven't breached these highs. Okay, we've been creating a low in the market, a lower high, a lower low, and now potentially a lower high again. And with everything in mind, with the monthly candle closing within the next couple of days, the weekly is looking very choppy now at this point. You know, probably the most consolidation we've seen on the weekly time frame on gold, probably since March 2022, right? And from that point, if we have a look at this, it's very similar to what we're seeing right now. We're bouncing, we're consolidating, we're having bullish and bearish closures. We're getting strong wicks to the upside. And then we have a sell off, right? And we have a quite a strong sell off right here. I mean, I suppose you could call this a bit of a consolidation too. So, gold likes to do this from time to time. And often when it does, or each time that it does do this consolidation on the weekly, you then start to see quite a high volume move in either direction, right? If we're looking at this consolidation on the weekly right here, we then get a bullish move to the upside. If we're looking at this consolidation over here from the weekly, we then get a strong move to the downside. Okay, so we can anticipate something like that in the coming weeks. My guess is that it's going to be to the downside to correct some of this move that we've seen over, the course of 2025. Gold just absolutely, flying to the upside, creating new all-time highs consistently week in, week out. And so I think we could be seeing a deeper pullback here, right? Maybe down into maybe these levels, first of all, um, down to like 3,000 perhaps. And then from there, obviously, we'll see what happens. But, with what happened yesterday, with the current structure that we're seeing here on the daily time frame, okay, in terms of the structure, like I said, the highs, lower highs potentially. And if you take a look at this high point right here and you draw your fib from the highs to the lows, you can see, we're right in that 50 to 75% Fibonacci level, right? That we are currently rejecting. So this could be the pullback, right? In order for the next leg down below these lows right here. So, yeah, that's just some little quick analysis right there. But it was all leading into yesterday's session, right? Is what I'm talking about. So after this pullback, we're rejecting uh, the 75% pullback retracement level. We're creating lower highs, lower lows, right? So we have bearish daily market structure. And also with the weekly being what it is, with the consolidation, talking about, when gold consolidates, you often get quite a strong move out of that consolidation. And that's what I'm thinking, like I said, my idea or my thoughts is that gold can come back to the downside. We could be seeing that start to set up here now from the daily perspective, okay? From the structure, and from now yesterday's inside bar daily candle, and we're starting to see this move to the downside. So with that being said, I've marked out those that inside bar candle, okay, from Monday. Okay, so this is Monday's daily candle, inside bar candle. And then, well, if you don't know what an inside bar candle is, well, it means that it didn't break the previous high or low. Okay, previous candle high or low. So as we can see here, we had Friday's candle, we created a high, we created a low. This candle on Monday did not break either of them, right? And that again often indicates consolidation, rangy, choppy markets. And when you do get a breakout, like we're seeing from the weekly, like we're now seeing on the daily with this inside bar candle, when you do get a breakout, price does really start to move. And we saw that yesterday during London session. So if I go down to the 15-minute time frame, right, this is where we start to build. Okay, this is where we start to build our confluence now. Actually, first of all, I'm going to go to the 4 hour. Okay, so coming into where is it? Let's go to sessions. Okay, right here. Coming into my first trading window, which is the pre-London session, we can see that we also had a very strong 4 hour bearish closure right here. Okay, we pulled back, we created a low in the market right here. We pulled back, created a lower high, and then we started to sell off again. And this is where the entries came in. So we have daily bearish inside bar candle. We have the previous daily low right here. And then we started to have this bearish momentum on the 4 hour time frame, right? And this strong bearish closure on the 4 hour. So again, building confidence. We now have direction that we want to trade when we're coming into the markets. That's my first step, is finding direction. Based on the daily, based on the 4 hour, that direction for me yesterday, which is what I've just explained to you, was bearish. Okay. So now it's time to build our confluence. And my first confluence right here was this break of structure on the 4 hour time frame. Okay, because if we have a look at the most recent 4 hour candles, we're creating a low, a higher low, a higher low, and another higher low. And these candles are closing bullish, right? So this is bullish market structure from a very key time frame, a higher time frame, which is the 4 hour time frame. Something that is actually happening again right here. We've had the sell-off, right? Sell-off, and then we're getting a low, higher low, a higher low, and the candles are closing bullish. And now look at this 4 hour candle again coming into the London session. Same thing over here. But this was my first confluence, right? I like to build at least one or two kind of, points of confluence. And this was the first one, this 4 hour break of structure, shift of momentum, right? Going down on to the 15-minute time frame with that break of structure right here. We broke structure first. Okay, we broke structure first, then we pulled all the way back up and then continued to sell off. The second confluence was a break of that previous daily inside bar low right here. Okay, right here. So breaking a key level and closing below. You can see the rejections here. 1, 2, very strong rejections. Price started to consolidate here. And if you go down to the 5-minute time frame, we can see how price is reacting at that level. Okay. So once we started to close below that on the 15-minute time frame, that was my second point of confluence. So now I have direction from the daily and the 4 hour. I now have a break of structure shift in momentum from the 4 hour, which is one confluence point, and now a break of the key level, which is a second confluence point. And now for entry, right? Because first of all, it's direction, finding direction, then it's building your confluence, then it's looking for an entry. It's executing on that analysis then. And that comes here with the DTG indicator, sell signal, and IBO. Okay, right here. As you can see, 15-minute sell signal right here. Perfect. You can see this play out in real time as well if I just load that up. If I use the replay tool, where is it? Right here. Candle. So you're going to see as soon as that next candle opens, that sell signal pops up, right? Boom. You get alerted on your phone. You get alerted on TradingView. You get alerted through email or text message if you want to. So you get that sell signal. Look in the top right over here, right? We have daily 4 hour bearish. So we have bearish sentiment again from the indicators. That's another point of confluence. We then have the exact entry 331567, 332245, stop loss 330889 take profit 1 and 330211 for take profit 2, right? And if we would have held this trade here, there's your entry, there's your stop loss. You held that for a 1 to 2, that's 150 pip take profit right there. You can see it kind of bounces, pulls back. Getting a pullback here, and then boom, price drives down, hits the take profit, and actually continues down into this the mother candle, right? We call this the mother candle, which is the candle that the inside bar candle did not break, right? So this is your inside bar candle right here. This is your mother candle, right? Because as you can see, this daily candle did not break these highs or lows, right? So this is your inside bar candle. This is your mother candle right here, the lower levels. And if you have a look, price actually continued down here all the way into the lows and tapped into the mother candle lows here. If we have a look, if you would have held this trade at break even, which is around about a 300 pip move in total that this hits. If we can get there, we also had news there, of course. But it just goes to show, right, with simple analysis, what we did on the daily time frame was find direction. We saw that there was an inside bar candle, and we understood what that meant. There we go. There's the full take profit for 300 pips. You know, almost a 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio. Insane, right? And like I said, all we did was go onto the daily and the 4-hour time frame and look for direction, right? Which way are the candles closing? Are they closing bullish? Are they closing bearish? What's the structure? What's the overall picture? Is there any patterns? Okay, and the pattern was an inside bar candle, which closed bearish, which we know is if you get a break of that inside bar candle, you get a huge move more often than not, right? So once we understood that, once we understood the direction, the momentum from those candles, from those time frames, we then started to build confluence, and that came with a break of structure, shift of momentum over here of this bullish move up, right? Here's your break of structure. Here's your shift of momentum. We then looked at a setup during our trading window, which was the 15-minute signal over here, right? And that's it. We've found direction, we built confluence, and we've entered the market, and then we managed the trade, which is moving stops to break even, taking partials, etc. Right? And that is how, very simple, really, trading should be. You should have a structured plan. You should have a structured system. And that's exactly what we offer here in the DTG Academy, a structured plan, a structured system that you can just plug in and play and start to use pretty much instantly, right? We have a full 60 lesson course on how to exactly get the most out of the system, out of the algorithm, and how to use it correctly. And that, it's as simple as that. Very simple. So good day yesterday. I'm happy actually that price started to move during London session. It's been a bit slow during London most recently. So happy there was a bit of volume there. And we'll see what today brings. But that was yesterday's setup of the day from the DDG indicator, capturing the sell-off here on gold, as we always do. I appreciate you guys. If you like the video, please like the video. Sub to the YouTube channel. We're on the road to 5K subs. I think we're at 4,900 and something. So please leave a sub. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you're interested in the DTG indicator, the link will be down below for you to come and join us. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.